Surprise announcement this morning around the commoner format. So today we're talking about how this little change to inventory selection will actually be a pretty significant impact to the format. A huge shout out to our channel members for supporting what we do here. If you want to get involved with the channel and the Dice Commando community, please consider joining as a channel member. Remember, these videos are only possible with your support. You can show that support with a like, a subscribe, and by leaving us a comment and sharing your feedback. Community first, and go Commando. Hey there, Flesh and Blood folks. Welcome back to Dice Commando and Go again for a fun little announcement today around the commoner format. And, you know, it's kind of funny. This could not have come really at a better time for at least those of us in the Portland, Oregon area. Not only we were talking about some of this stuff actually last Saturday, but we have the Commoner Crawl number 9, coming up this weekend. So if you're in the area at all, it's actually on the west side. So that's right, all you east side people got to cross the river. But it's at Steeplejack Brewing, which I've been to a number of times because it's actually pretty close to my work and they've got good stuff. So I'm pretty excited about this one. And it'll obviously be our first chance to try this new stuff. And I think, not really this new stuff, but, well, it will be, right? Be our first chance to get outsiders out there and look at it. But let's talk about this update today, right? So I'm not going to read because y'all can read, and it's actually pretty short overall. But this is the gist of it. So effective from today, so obviously it'll be good this weekend. We probably would have played it anyway, but you can do one young hero, no change there. Token, common, or rare, so again, no change there. But the change is up to 11 equipment or weapons that can be token, common, or rare. So remember, it used to be limited to 2, and that was, it was that way because of Kassai, for the most part, as well as some other heroes that might have been just Kassai, actually. But it's been the long-standing way that it's been. And, we were kind of talking about it this last Sunday, we were talking about Brute, actually, right? So one of the reasons that Brute is interesting in the discussion is Beaten Trackers is a rare, right? Beaten Trackers is a very good piece that came out in Everfest for Brute, and very good piece of equipment for them, right? So, but it's a rare. And now, to be fair, in that format, in the commoner format, there's not too much of a reason to play the claws overall, but we were talking about claws and being able to take one claw and then run the lantern for extra AB if you might need it. Kind of talking about that conversation. We're like, oh, right, but you can't do that because you're going to want to play trackers because that's like an auto include. And then you would have the other claw, which is a rare, and then you'd have the lantern. So there would be no point in running it. Now, again, to be clear, there's very little point in running the claws in. There's maybe a couple combos you can do with it, but by and large, the club is just better in that format, at least for right now. But like I said, if you for some reason wanted to run Claw and Arcane Lantern or something like that, you can do that now. And so I thought that was interesting because we were just talking about that a couple days ago. And then the other thing that I think is really relevant about this is the spell fray. So even back in, the spell frays were originally released in the precon decks for Monarch, and they were rarity. So we can bring those now. And I do think that there are classes that want to play these that a lot of times couldn't before. And so that's, I don't know. I think you got to, before they were just basically not really includable because Lantern was a rare, the spell phrase were rare, lots of stuff there. And the biggest part of this is very clearly overall a focus on offhand type stuff, I believe. And Arcane Lantern being one of them. The Ornate Tessin, there's your tech, right? There's your tech. But I do think that this is a big deal for certain classes to help out a lot. And I'm not necessarily saying that like you would want to run one Cintauri, Saber, and the Lantern, but before it wasn't even a possibility, right? Stuff like that wasn't even a possibility. Running 2 claws, you could have 2 claws and nothing else. So now you could run claws and trackers, and actually that helps because there's how you get the point for your claws. So, yeah. Again, I know I'm focused on the Brute thing off the top of my head. That does seem who benefits the most from it. Because remember, all the new daggers all of the new assassin daggers are all M's. So probably not much helping them there. But the offhand stuff, Yeah, lots to explore. So anyway, like I said, pretty quick, hit it and quit it. I'm very excited about this. We will update as it goes and see how the decks develop and see if they change at all. But let me know below, what are you excited to bring in? I mean, not being capped at 2, it's not like you're going to be bringing 11 rares. That's not how it's going to work. But I do think that having the ability to run 3, I mean, even Guardians, right, can look at Sledge and Steel Braid Buckler and Lantern now, instead of before you had had to run Titan's Fist and your Shield, or Titan's Fist and the Lantern, and then probably pack an Othos. And now you can pack them all, depending on the matchup. So I think there's a lot of flexibility there as well. So anyway, this is all really cool. Let me know what you folks are thinking. Nothing else, go Commando.